Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Thursday nights here on Garblight Games. We continue on with our Shadows of Atlantis Achtung Cthulhu campaign. We are currently in British Honduras. We're picking up where we left off. We're on the second last chapter of this campaign, so it's coming to a close soon. We've been away for a couple weeks here, but we are back. We're gonna looks like we're gonna finish this chapter this week, and then we'll leap into the finale next week. So let's do a round table. Everybody can remind everyone at home who they are playing, and then we'll do a recap of last session, and we'll get into it. Jeff, can you tell us about Pavel?
Yes, Pavel Voracek. Yes, he's dreamwalker, occultist, spiritual leader, wandering druid. He's from middle of Europe, Carpathian Mountains primarily, but he goes everywhere here, there. Sometimes he goes there in physical form, sometimes in dreams. He has a very good friend named Gregor, who's first in his class. He is a marmot. He knows a few words. He has taken up a few bad habits, thanks to our Frenchman. But perhaps we might be able to kind of, get him off of this smoke stuff. But yes, that's Pavel. And I cast spells sometimes.
Sometimes, all the time, every encounter.
I am a spellcaster.
What range band would you say they're in?
Yeah, like, are you
medium? All of them?
Medium?
Sure.
That's the word I wanted to hear. Medium. There we go.
Sure, they're all medium, Jeff.
Just gotta say long next time. Like, damn it.
I'm cut off. Every encounter. All right, Megan, tell us about Ruby, our Canadian.
I play Lieutenant Ruby McKay. She hails from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Long story short, she met a guy. She traveled across the ocean, found herself in England. Building fell on her. She woke up in a hospital, became a nurse, and was recruited to join this rambunctious group of adventurers in their I don't know, what are we doing, our cascading
saving the world.
I'll go with that. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll see what she's up to this week.
More like, I don't know, antique shopping. Just collecting antiques here and there as you go across the world.
That is very true. Learning to impersonate other people.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Jeremy, tell us about Jonathan Morris.
Nothing too special. Sergeant Jonathan Morris, career soldier from the States. I was told dying is for quitters. So once I tried that once, the scientists, they brought me back with a procedure. Now I soak up bullets, and mostly I just don't die. I also do decapitate people, and it's just been a lot of fun.
It's true. All of it is accurate. And Evan, tell us about Henri, our Frenchman.
Yes, I'm playing Henri. He is a French ninja of the baguette arts, also known as the Angel Slayer from his recent escapades. He has been traveling. I guess he was initially recruited as part of the resistance to help scout out, but now we've traveled the whole world, which he didn't expect that would happen. But here he is, now in Honduras.
Yeah, at this point it's
with a useless artifact in his hand.
Oh my god. This again. You and your useless artifact.
All it is just a cigarette ashtray at this point.
Use the goblet, just flick your butts in it.
Just you and Gregor just
angry smoking, chain smoking right into that fucking thing. You cannot believe this shit. What is the point of this?
It's just heaped with cigarette butts,
like overflowing.
I'll allow it.
What do you do when it's full?
Don't worry about it.
All right. Like I said at the top here, we are in British Honduras. Everything started with this crazy fever dream. They were in the middle of the jungle, and there was a ceremony happening, and there was gunshots and chanting, and they approached this scene where there was a man with a mask floating above him, and there was an altar, and he sacrificed someone, and all of a sudden a door opened up behind him once blood was shed and gunshots were going off, and the people who were dancing at the ceremony took off in every direction, and the next thing you know, they woke up, they came out of it, and they're in a party. They're at a cocktail party. fancy dress, and there was a gentleman offering them drinks. And Mr. Julian Lowell was offering them drinks, and he was answering all kinds of questions about them. They had been brought there to help Serena Falconer to locate a lost doctor who was on an expedition. You were there secretly under the cover that you're working for I think it was United States Navy, and you were there to help with this expedition. You met a Mr. Frank Ambrose, who was a antiquarian. Elizabeth Soames, who let slip after some drinks with Jonathan Morris and Ruby that she is one of you. She works for the same organization. You guys eventually set off. You went to Lowell's mansion or manor. What was it? No, it was a
plantation.
Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. Plantation in the middle of the jungle. On the way there's some weird things that happened with your cars. They all just shut off and came back on. You mysteriously lost a couple of hours on the way there as well. In the evening, you noticed Mr. Ambrose was kind of like casing the joint out of all the relics and artifacts that were on display in one of the rooms, and you caught him on it, and he kind of got tripped up on some of his words, and you trying to test him and talk to him about certain things. It was discussed that you were going to leave for the expedition. The next day, you had the option of going exploring some nearby ruins before setting out, and you guys did that. You went over there, and you were approached by a crazy old wizard who what did he say? Soon it will not be your time. You would be better to go now while it still has to master you. Beware the flames if you do not want to see me again yesterday and tomorrow. And then he gave you a charm, did he not, Ruby?
Yep. An amulet.
An amulet. And he disappeared into the jungle, and then you guys went back to the house. I think that basically covers everything, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think that's all good.
Okay, so we'll pick up. We'll say, like, it's midday now. It was like a couple hours there and a couple hours back. So you left first thing in the morning after breakfast. You guys head back. You were told you're going to be back around lunchtime. So everybody's there. As you're getting back to the house, they're loading up horses with packs. No cars are going to be able to drive into the jungle. So they're getting locals to go with them. They've got porters who are loading up the horses and donkeys, and everybody's prepared. And Miss Falconer sees you, and she goes up to you. So did you find anything while you were over there? Anything of interest that may tie us to this expedition?
I'm gonna like absent-mindedly like just go like this across my chest. I know. No, I truth be told, we just saw the same thing as everybody else, right?
I never understand half of what's going on around me. I just wait for things to go wrong and I react. So nothing went wrong. So nothing.
Absolutely. All right. Oh, I hear somebody calling my name. Excuse me. And I'll just hit her off.
Sure.
Gotta excuse her. It was a long night. So hair of the dog and all that to get going.
Right. Well, it is midday. We're not going to make it to the dig site. Well, we don't quite know exactly where the dig site is. We have an idea. But we do want to set out and go to a local village, and they might have some information for us on where Dr. Howard was headed. He may have stopped there and spoken to them, and that'll be our first stop. I don't know if we'll make it there this morning, because you wasted quite a bit of time going to those ruins. But that's okay. We can move on. We'll just have to sleep under the stars tonight. Do you guys have anything you want to do or prepare before heading out?
Just help them get everything loaded. Get going.
All right. So you all get a horse. There's the porters are walking beside you. You guys are all given horses with your gear loaded up on there, and everybody sets out. All the rogues gallery that you met the night before, including the Scottish Frenchman.
Oh yes,
That's not so French.
Just because he fought for the French Foreign Legion doesn't mean he has to be French.
Sergeant Bernard Ross.
Bernard
I believe.
Ross.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
right. Chief of
Sergeant
Security.
Bernard French.
Mhm. Who was talking a lot of trash about Jonathan. I'm trying to like cover the fight.
I know you are. You're trying to instigate it. Fight, fight, fight.
You already said he could take you. I you know.
Well, he's there.
Hold
He's
on,
got a horse.
Jonathan.
He's leading the pack. He's got a big machete hanging off his belt and a revolver on the other side and a rifle slung over his shoulder. And he,
Whoa, he's got a sword too. I like this guy. Honestly, I know you want to stir something up, and if there's a reason for it, I'm gonna love it. But like it's a mean old man on a horse with a sword. I kind of respect it. If you get to be that age, fighting that way, you deserve to talk some shit.
I mean, if you believe him when he says he was fighting, he could have been hiding, being coward, and all sorts of things, and now he's like, taking advantage of it because everyone else who was actually fighting and heroic is probably dead now and can't contradict him. That's all I'm saying. But it's fine.
you're claiming stolen valor here on him.
I don't know why. I just don't like the.
Created this whole scenario.
I just want Jonathan to murder.
I don't know. I mean, you've never steered me wrong before, Pavel. So, hey, I got you. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Guy's a piece of shit.
I mean, he really is. Like he really, and he smells strangely. I just,
I bet. Don't they eat like stomach meat or something?
I think so. I mean, and he sweats
Like-
something fierce. Someone who sweats that much is definitely hiding something.
Obviously,
And he fought for a non-existent country, right?
it's true.
Well, he
It's
claims
easier to
that he
medals.
fought.
Probably just made his own medals. Oh, I served for France. I just make this shit up.
This is so stupid.
I know, right? How dare he?
I can't believe he would, claim such crazy things. I just really, I don't know. I just want you to get your due is all, Jonathan. I don't like hearing some phony talk so much crap about you is all.
Seriously, I'm fine. I think I drank like $300 worth of booze last night, and I'm not charged nothing. I'm good.
Plus he called Gregor a rat and was very dismissive of him, and
I'm gonna fuck that guy up.
There we go. Oh yes, yes, definitely.
Don't call Gregor a rat. Punch his face in.
That's all it took.
That's all it takes. That was the button.
That was it. You found it.
Pablo makes a mental note for later.
All right, so you guys set out. It's midday. It's hot and sticky in the jungle. They'll inform you there's not a lot to see. You are wanting to head to a village by the name of Yune and meet with locals there to hopefully get some information regarding Dr. Howard and his expedition that set out more than half a year ago and has gone missing. Hopefully he went through there and they have something to provide. But the day is very uneventful. It gets to be nightfall. It is decided you need to camp under the stars and not carry on, as there are things that roam in the jungles down here that could kill all of you. So you guys settle down, have a nice meal. Everybody kind of sits around the campfire, telling the odd story, trying to build a little bit of rapport. Except for, Mr. Ambrose. He kind of keeps to himself. Eats, goes back to his tent. Doesn't really want to be around anyone. Post dinner, Elizabeth, she comes over to Ruby and to Jonathan. She's got a bottle and a couple of glasses, or 3 glasses, and wants to pick up where you guys left off a couple nights ago.
Ruby, wasn't I just saying, clearly, I think we just made a new fast friend.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Not only because we spent the time and we spilled a couple of drinks with one another, but we might be working for the same side, right?
Okay, there's a very important question I have to ask you. What are your feelings on marmots?
You asking this of Elizabeth?
Yes.
She goes, marmots? They don't bother me. Never met one I didn't like.
Okay.
We should call him over.
Oh,
Gregor.
you're gonna
Gregor.
love this. I taught him how to play paper, rock, scissors. You're not gonna believe it. I'm gonna try and convince Rhaegar to do paper, rock, scissors with her.
It's like, does he like run into the tent, poke his
He
head in?
waddles over. Hands waving as he does.
Cigarette in his mouth.
She's amazed. She takes one of the cups and puts some alcohol in there and slides it to him.
And he's got a cigarette in his mouth, so he'll take it out.
God damn it, Gregor. Come on. You can have the booze, but at least
Rock. And he picks up the booze and starts drinking. Tank.
Careful. You can't throw up again. Captain Wolf will have our heads.
Holds the glass up, waiting for the worst.
She's like, that's one hell of a marmot.
first in his class.
He's amazing.
Where did you find him?
He and Pablo are like this.
Right? I always thought that he found us, truth be told. Like we were just all individuals, and he's really the glue that's really like made us stick together in all of our travels.
It's true. I would burn the world for that moment.
Yeah.
Wait, does he work with us?
Well,
Yeah.
Unofficially, like I'm sure there's no card or anything that he got or anything.
It's like plausible deniability. Like nobody can accuse a marmot of picking a lock, right?
Absolutely. Or like stealing documents or anything like that, right?
Or like if you ever admitted, nobody would ever admit that happened. Like they would rather in shame just hold their secrets because they would never want to admit it.
It all makes sense. She swigs her glass and pours another one for her and another for all three of you.
I'm just gonna take a sip of one and pass it over to Jonathan and say, guys, I think I need to be alone with my thoughts a little bit tonight. Cheers to the rest of our adventure and have a great evening.
Cheers, Ruby.
Cheers, says Elizabeth.
Hi.
And I'm gonna find a little like quieter place around the fire, and I'm gonna look at this amulet in the firelight and kind of be lost in my thoughts with it.
Right. Okay. You study this thing, and like I said, it's similar to those masks you had seen before. And it is of Zenma, a Mayan god of heaven's day and night, as it was revealed when this thing was given to you. You study it, and it's very simple craftsmanship. It's just made of things found in the forest. It's some vines tied together, some bone, some rock, some stone, and things like that. You want to make a roll or anything on this?
I do. I kind of want to. I want the. We're out in the wilderness. It's made of earthly stuff. Like, is there anything calling to it? That sort of thing.
Yeah. Whose character would always go dig a hole in the other one we played and do this kind of thing?
That was Roger.
That was Roger. That was your character. That was you. Go dig a hole, sit in it, and do your things like this. We can do insight, academia,
Oh, good lord! All right.
art,
No, that doesn't help.
occultism,
Cryptography.
finance.
Learn the hidden message of the amulet.
See if I can.
Yeah, that's fine. You look this thing over. It doesn't seem like there's anything special to it. It is definitely handmade. It's local. This is not something that's made like masses for the tourists or anything like that. But nothing really stands out on it whatsoever.
Okay.
But take a momentum. It was a 0 success test, so throw momentum on there. Throw momentum. We're giving them out like Smarties or
Freaking love-
M&Ms for the Americans.
Wheat Smarties. What are you talking about?
They're different. They're not the same Smartie.
No, it's not like the like condensed.
Pressed sugar. They're like M&Ms up here.
Oh, so you
And in the
copied it.
UK.
Okay, got it.
Chocolate covered candy.
Just like you
Or
thought
a
you did
candy-covered
Thanksgiving.
chocolate.
You're just trying to steal everything from
we're,
us.
we're switching things up because we're crazy up here. We call those rockets, what you call Smarties.
All right.
True story.
And France is made up.
Yeah. Those are rockets. I used to know kids who would crush up rockets at Halloween and sniff them. I was like, you're an idiot. Sorry. They thought they were cool. All right, so this thing is nothing out of the ordinary. You've gained a momentum. Nothing really stands out or sticks out to you. The rest of you, I guess, Jonathan and Gregor and Elizabeth are going to be drinking into the night, probably till that bottle's gone.
Yep.
Very good. Fast forward the next day. Next morning, you're feeling a little rough, Jonathan. Gregor's
Covered in
throwing up.
vomit.
Yeah, Gregor's throwing up everywhere, Pavel. I don't know if you know why. He's very sick. He doesn't know.
Gregor, we talked about this. There are people in here. We'll talk later. We'll talk later. Very upset.
Very upset. That Jonathan, he's a bad influence on him.
Well, he's got a drinking problem, a smoking problem. He enjoys playing with decapitated heads. I think he's just a delight. Really.
He's a peach. You guys
That's a keeper right there.
set up the next morning for the village of Yune. It is predicted you're going to arrive there around noon, mid-afternoon, if you're making good time. Again, the stretch of the journey is uneventful. You guys do make your way to the village. It consists of a menagerie of huts in the middle of a large, well-tended field. As you guys approach, the villagers come out, and they're all like looking at coming over, and they're touching the horses, they're touching your gear, and they're all kind of interested in what you have. But at the same time, they're also like reluctant. Like nobody's really engaging with you. They're more kind of like, hey, visitors, hey, we never get people out here. But they're like, when questions are asked, or what's her name, Falconer's trying to speak to someone who seems like they're in charge of this village, it doesn't seem like she's getting any traction or response from them.
Pavel, I think they might need your brand of interpretation.
Yes. I can lend a hand. I'm having trouble finding Pavel's voice. Let me see. I am a big farmer.
Big farmer.
I am big farmer. Big farmer. There we go. Hello, friends. Hello. And he'll go through like a bunch of different languages. Where are we again? We're in Honduras.
We're in Honduras.
Right? What do I have? Nothing of that. Nope. That won't work. None of those will work. It's all I got European and Hindi and Arabic. None
you have
of
that
seems
special
good.
ability though, don't you?
But I am a polyglot, so I can, let's see. If I'm faced with a language I don't know, I can spend one momentum in order to understand the overall meaning of a text or conversation. So I'll try to solicit some sort of conversation from the locals here. Like, hello. And I'd like kind of go through like a series of just generic, like physical gestures, because I realize that the languages I speak aren't particularly good, and see if they say anything. And I'll burn a momentum to see if I can kind of get the gist of what they're saying.
Wow. Okay. And you don't need to roll anything, right? It just happens.
Yeah, it's just I gotta burn momentum to
sure.
get it, basically.
So there's like children come over. They're very curious and interested. But we'll say the adults are more kind of standoffish, and you can hear talk and murmurs. You hear like the word demon, blood, the red-faced one. As you're like riding in, you can hear murmurs and talk of this. Killings,
Oh, oh, this is very concerning, but also kind of promising. They're talking about like demons and like red face, a bunch of killings and such. So I think we're in the right place, basically. You know.
Seems on brand. Uh,
I'm going to oh god, I don't know how to communicate. When I don't have a language.
So I'll say Serena sees you kind of like picking up and she sees your face and you're saying these things and she kind of gets like a smile on her face and she hops off her horse and she opens up her saddlebags and she starts like handing out like little wooden toys to the children and some of the adults kind of come over curious now and she starts giving them like chocolate bars and things like that. And the mood seems to have changed and she kind of turns to you and she goes, but given Mayan tradition and law, they now owe us. They're obliged to repay our generosity in kind. What was it you heard them talking about?
This is Falconer, right?
Yeah, Serena Falconer. Your benefactor, the one
right.
leading this.
They were talking about red-faced killer demons, killings, these sorts of things. They sounded kind of nervous or frightened or apprehensive at the very least. Their tone was suggestive of this. They seem to have calmed, at least. Their gifts seem to have calmed them somewhat. I don't share their language, unfortunately, but I can sort of. I can't speak back to them as well. What I can do if you want, I could just start speaking louder, and maybe that'll work. But I don't think so.
Louder and slower.
Right.
Hello.
If I go louder and slower, a lot of people think that works, but I don't think it does. But I can try if you want.
She goes. She calls over to one of the porters, and he comes over, and a man is approaching you, and he's surrounded by some other men of the village, and just given the appearance and the way he's carrying himself, you can tell that he's kind of like the leader of this village. And he greets the group of you, and the porter translates like, "Hello, thank you for the gifts. What brings you through here?" And Serena tells him to ask about Dr. Ernest Howard, and she gives his description and how long ago he would have come through here, and if they have any idea if he did come through here, where he was going. He reveals that Dr. Howard and his team did indeed pass through this area earlier in the year, before setting up a base roughly 10 miles further up the valley by some old temples up on a riverbank by here. And he provides directions on how to get there. But he also talks about how nothing's been right since Dr. Howard and his team started poking around this area into the god's business. He talks about they refuse to go anywhere near the place, the locals, since they were there, and that outsiders have awakened the demon who steals souls and talks to the dead.
Well, it sounds like we are in the right. How can you ask how they awoken this demon? Did they know how it happened?
Porter relays the question. They go, by disrupting the ruins. There's no good can come of that. It's sacred. They should not have gone there and messed around with the dead and the gods.
What was the temple for beforehand?
It was a place of worship.
Yeah.
And sacrifice.
And to whom?
To our God. And they all kind of like seem like offended that you should even ask.
Oh, well, for where I come from, there are many gods. And so we are not nearly as enlightened as you who only have one. Do tell me about this one amazing god.
They say that his name is Hurakus. I can't even pronounce it. Hoequeos. And they scream describe him as a merciful Holy Quails. Holy Quaaludes. As a merciful
tiny Quaalude,
but forceful god who has watched over this region since the beginning of time. and that the gods must be respected, and you should not go there and defile. If you find them or any trace of them, that being the Howard team, to get them out of there and just leave everything be. For he has awoken a demon, and that's where they get again into this description of this red-faced demon, the color of dried blood, that has this golden face, blazing blue eyes that drains your essence just with its gaze. And this hasn't appeared until Dr. Howard's team started poking around, and people have started going missing.
Wait. Have people seen this demon?
They'll kind of turn around and look at each other, and give me a insight observation test. Anybody who wants to. Insight observation. We'll do sight.
Sure.
As they all kind of talk to each other when you ask this.
I'm gonna burn a momentum.
It'll be one difficulty, okay? One difficulty. So anybody who got 2, give yourself momentum. You gotta read it, and it's kind of like the old, like, well, his cousin saw it, or his brother has seen it, and like nobody can really give you a clear, like, yeah, I've seen it with my own eyes, or you get, oh, if you've seen it, you've died, sort of thing. But like nobody here has actually seen it themselves. It's more stories that are going around.
But so this is to everyone else, not so that the locals can understand. So it seems like superstition, mythology, but all of those types of things usually have some sort of basis in something. So, well, it might not be an actual demon, but it could be something else. As we all know, there are unexplainable things in this world, so we should be careful, I would imagine, especially if there are people who are going missing. Like what they seem to be missing people.
All
That
right.
is concerning.
So maybe there's actually a red-faced person. Maybe it's a person that wears a red mask and does sacrifices, or who knows?
Just someone who smothers blood on their face and then sacrifices person. It could be could be someone who is capable of casting spells. The blue blazing eyes and the drain. It is very spell
Good point.
casting is very draining.
I bet. Yeah, sometimes your face, man. Wow.
What is wrong with my face?
No,
the-
nothing. But man, sometimes when you're pushing yourself, like you get the veins and the veins and vines.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think I'm no.
No, you're perfect, man. It works for you.
Yes,
But
if you
for a
like the corpse look, it is very
Corpse?
yeah. It's
Is this
like
like
a
a
dead
French
person,
thing?
like yes, with this look you look like when you cast yourself.
I look like dead person.
Mhm.
Oh, jeez. Someone should hold a mirror next time so I can see. So like maybe there's something I can do. Like I can get like a foundation or lotion. We're getting off track. When was the last time someone went missing?
The villagers probably have to go 2 weeks ago. And they're all like, yeah, 2 weeks ago.
They haven't returned. No one has seen them.
No.
They've been gone for. Where was the last place they were seen?
They were
Ruins.
in the jungle, and they disappeared. They never came back. And we're not going anywhere near over there looking for them.
Okay. We'll go look. That's okay. If that's okay. Is it okay with them if we go look?
They say if you get the doctor and his team out of there, if they're still there, and hopefully this evil will go away with all of you foreigners leaving our land and leaving our gods alone.
Yes, of course. Yes. We'll try to. Just trying to help, and then we will leave.
Absolutely. Can we know who was the last person that disappeared? Maybe we could talk to their family, get some more information.
They look around, and again, I'm gonna make you guys reroll. It's like stories don't match up. It's like, wasn't it your sister? No, it wasn't it so and so's. Like nobody has like a clear answer. They're like, oh, he's over there. No, he's there. Nobody's really. Things aren't really adding up when you start kind of digging deeper.
Oh, okay. I think we should go.
With what they described about this demon slash face thing, does that trigger our dream when we saw the mask? Does that like ring bells?
It's a great
Like, sound-
question.
Ooh.
Yeah. So they described that it's being blood red, but it had a golden face and blue blazing eyes, this thing. I don't think it is the same.
I mean, we are looking for a mask, and we're talking.
Yes,
about
you
the
are.
mask.
And you've already seen a mask in Lowell's house that was similar to the one you saw in your dream. And then this amulet that
Yes.
Ruby's wearing is similar to the mask in the dream. So no, it makes sense. No. I'm looking back at the description. It doesn't really match up. There's no real description for the mask in that opening scene. A terrifying mask seems to hang in the air above the fire. A sickly blue turquoise hue hangs from a stone column. So there's blue tied to that mask.
So we got ourselves a solid maybe.
A solid maybe. You've got blue. You got the color blue tying it somewhat together because this one has blazing blue gaze. Blazing blue gaze.
Okay.
It's a
So you
maybe.
see something blowing glue.
Blue,
Smash
blue, eat it.
Blue glue. You know, I think we have like 100% success rate going to ruins and finding shit.
And
So,
finding what you're looking for.
you know, something tells me in this moment, if we just go to the ruins, our answers will be before us.
I mean, I don't understand your mystic ways from your strange, fantastical, fake country, but you're not wrong.
he just has like a 3-foot pile of ashes from the cup of Yema that's just continuing to pile. You're not 100% sure how it's getting that high when it's taller than him, but
Maybe that's his power.
maybe it is the controlling of ashes.
That's all it does.
That's all it does.
Just removes ashes. Magically. The cup's not useless after all, is it, Henri?
It made it really difficult to find a purpose.
Just took you and a smoking marmot to figure it out. All right, with this information, Miss Falconer she's like keen to go. She's like, we must not waste any more time. We must get there before nightfall. If we leave now, we should be able to make it. Let's go. We're wasting time here. And she starts getting everybody like back on their horses and packing back up, and is people mingling with the locals and getting her men to grab them and drag them back so that you guys can set out immediately. She's excited. She's got a lead. This might be it.
I'm excited too. Grab another chocolate bar.
I'm gonna lean over to Jonathan, whoever's nearby, like, wasting time. They've been missing for like a year. Like, who wasted time here? Like, she could have put this expedition together sooner if he didn't want to waste time.
Hey, look, I learned a long time ago. Don't worry about how other people fucked up, but once it's on your plate, you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Shouldn't you like eat it if it's on your plate? Not what do you mean go?
I'm eating my chocolate bar right now. Is that what we're talking about?
You took it from a little child right there. They're crying right
I didn't
now.
take it. I offered a trade. I gave him a bullet. It was shiny. He looked at it, and while he was distracted, I grabbed the chocolate bar.
It
was a fair trade.
And he's been crying because I think he cracked tooth.
Well, who bites a bullet? Stupid kid.
He doesn't know what a bullet is, my friend.
No, he's so stupid.
Oh, stupid.
This is so insensitive. I feel like we should keep moving. He's just really doubling down on it. You think he would pull off the pedal, but I guess not.
No.
Oh God.
Okay, yes, let's go before they get very angry.
When they realize they're poisoned by the bullets.
As a kid's chewing on a bullet, it goes off in his
Broke
mouth.
his tooth.
Yeah, the gunpowder just
Cheek blown off.
I mean, that's terrible.
Your fat ass had to take his chocolate.
Yeah, you take his chocolate. All right, so you guys head out. You pass through a series of narrow valleys, and eventually the expedition comes to a much wider area, and you have a river on the left side of you. There's almost like a mountain or a large hill. I don't know if you classify as a mountain rising up on your right hand side, and up ahead you can see several shapes, tents, ruins beyond, and what appears to be inklings of a temple carved into the side of this mountain, covered in roots. As you guys ride into the camp slowly, everybody's kind of taking the time, they're taking the sights, they're looking around. There's no sign of people, there's no sign of activity, no sign of life. The only signs of modern civilization are these tents that are set up. You can see them up ahead. As you're riding through, you're seeing that there's piles of ash scattered all over the ground.
My bad.
All over here. As you're riding by, you see what appears to be like various bones, like rib cages and femurs and things like that. You can make a reason medicine test as you're riding by. You can studying these things.
Yeah.
Sure. It was easy. It was only one difficulty. So take some momentum. And it looks like these are definitely human bones. These are human bones. It looks like somebody has tried to burn them with fire, but the fire is obviously not hot enough to destroy these bones. And it looks like someone has actually shattered them after they've been burnt, systematically shattered the bones and scattered the remains and these ashes all over the place.
Like if I look at some of like the rib cage or the femur, more so the rib cage, like is there any like tool scratch marks or anything like that?
Yeah. All with your two successes, and even with Evan's major success there, you guys look. There's definitely blunt force. Like somebody's killed these. You can all see like cut marks, like something is cut. Most likely when there was skin, and cut the skin off or carved them up and has left indentations on the bones.
And how old do they look?
It's hard to tell because they've been burnt.
Well, that's fair. Are there insects or birds or anything chirping around here?
Yes, there is wildlife.
Okay.
Fish jumping out of the river next to you. Bugs flying on you, annoying you. Birds squawking.
I'm gonna whisper to Jonathan, this was a massacre and somebody tried to cover it up. Bastards.
I know, it's horrible.
How many bars did you steal from them?
Look, okay, I had a spare bandolero of bullets. There were a lot of kids there.
Gave them a whole magazine.
They're all chewing on bullets.
How many bodies do we think we can like surmise would be?
With your roll, because you got the critical success, there are dozens, if not more. You're just at the opening of the ruins. Like there's dilapidated buildings. When I say ruins, it's like foundations that are left surrounding this actual temple that's carved into the side of the mountain. So there's not like a lot here. Nothing like that you could sleep or stay in, but these ash piles are scattered all over the area.
And do we know how many people were on the expedition?
It was like 6 or something. It wasn't a lot.
5.
Yeah, it wasn't dozens.
It was 5, including Dr. Ernest Howard.
Right. So these are the missing villagers.
And the tents that are there, is it like 5 tents, or is it much more than
There
that?
are 5 tents.
Okay.
Could we search through them, see if there's anything?
Well, as you're riding up, slowly,
Not wolf.
People are hopping off their horses and they're kind of spreading out, and they see these bones also, and they're talking, and they're like, "What is this? These are human remains. This is no animals. This is no deer. This is people." And everybody's kind of like on edge. Everybody's drawing guns and weapons if they have them, machetes, and like slowly approaching the the ruins. Your buddy there, Bernard Ross, goes, "Oh, let me take the lead. This is why I'm here." He tells you all to kind of like stay back, and he'll go into the camp, make sure it's safe.
Mr. Roscoe, put down your weapons. Like, did you not hear any of the stuff from the villagers? We are not here to desecrate what is quite obviously a mass burial site. Holster your guns, mister. It is not time for
Who
that.
you calling Roscoe?
Oh, well, I'll go up to him and I'll brush off my shoulders any ash or anything that's coming up. Kind sir, please.
This is why I'm here, lassie.
I'm not saying that you can't go all crazy in a little while. And I'll whisper, in our experience, it usually goes awry in about an hour or so. So like, be on the ready. But for right now, it's cooler heads must prevail. We have to use our eyes instead of our guns to figure out what's going on here.
Do you want to use a reason persuasion test to try and talk him out of going in with his gun?
Sure. Oh yeah, persuasion. I'm also awful at persuasion. Excellent.
Oh, I was gonna grab an NPC here, but I don't even need to roll.
Just starts blasting.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't given you a complication in a great long time. I'm going to give you a complication.
Give me an excuse to stab him.
You did that?
All right. So as you're arguing, all of a sudden one of the tent flaps opens, and a gunshot rings out in your direction, Ruby.
No!
You asked for it.
I know I did. I did.
You asked for it. 1 minute here.
This is just going to feed Pavel's conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You'll see that. He's shooting at the Ruby.
Is Ruby within close range of me?
Yes. Yes, she
Okay.
is.
I'll use the guardian.
I know. I know what you're doing.
I know. It's my job.
Let's see here. Oh, it's a mystery. I succeeded. I've got critical success and a success.
Ooh.
Ooh la la.
But now damage means nothing. So a shot rings out. Sounds like from a rifle, and you push Ruby aside or step in front of her. And let's not make this private. Let's fix that before I roll this. Take no damage whatsoever as it bounces off your shield.
Morris, Sergeant Morris, right on time as always. Thank you.
Oh, of course. I'm there for you anytime you need, Ruby. Now you see that's the guy you should be stabbing, old man.
Yeah, you look over there, and standing at the tent is a very thin, pale, scraggly-haired, large, bushy beard, emaciated man with a rifle and big crazy eyes, looking at you. A Caucasian man. And Lowell goes, "It's Dr. Howard!" And he's sitting there with a smoking gun, cackling, looking at you, all of you.
Okay, I'm 50-50 on whether or not we should stab him.
No, Dr. Howard, we come in
Huh?
peace.
Huh? Ronald, is that you? Where have you been, Ron?
Uh,
I was getting
here
worried
and
about you.
there.
He comes out of his tent, he puts the rifle down, he walks over to the group of you, he looks at you, Jonathan, and goes, Greg! Have you been with Ron? What has happened? Have you seen George?
Just go with it.
Oh, George is right.
George is here.
He goes, George is right here, and he turns to Ruby. George, so good to see you.
Yeah. Stop shooting at me.
I'm sorry, George. I'm sorry. There are terrible things out there in the jungle, and I've been so worried since you left.
Well, we decided to come back for you.
And you
And
found
Henri-
friends. He looks over your shoulder at all of them.
Oh,
Absolutely.
reinforcements, you know.
Yes. Falconer and Lowell and everybody come over, and they're kind of like looking, and they're like, you realize these names you're saying, those are the people from your expedition. Where these are not them. Where are they?
Shh.
And he gets kind of wild-eyed again and just kind of like squirrely looking around.
Oh, stop with your joking. This one, she's always joking. She's just been clacking us up for the past. Oh, it's just joke after joke, this one. Just making all sorts of jokes. It's crazy.
Looking around. He's like snapped out of it now. And you see he's kind of like panicked and he's kind of scared. And he looks over at you again, Ruby. And he goes, Lorelei, what are you doing here?
Oh, well, I was worried about you, so I thought I'd come back. Why don't you give me the gun and we'll just put it over here.
Why are you letting your friends tease me?
Oh, all in chest. Somebody water, food. My very good friend here needs some refreshments.
How about some chocolate?
Oh, chocolate would be great.
I still got half a bar left.
Give a chocolate bar. Oh, he just gets all giddy and just like bites into it. There's like a few teeth left in his mouth at this point.
Oh gosh. Well, you look rather worse for wear, my friend. What has happened?
Well, my team, they left. They went north about a week ago, and I haven't seen them since.
Oh well, why don't you show us which way they went?
They went that way, and he points west.
Excellent. And it is west.
They went deeper into the mountains only about a week ago. We've only been here for a couple of weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
I was too ill to travel with them myself, so I stayed behind, awaiting their return. Have you seen them?
Would they? We'll get to that. What were they looking for deeper in the like? What was their objective?
They ventured deeper into the mountains because it was hinted by the art, the image inside that temple, that there are more ruins beyond these mountains. So they ventured out to find them.
Oh, well, more ruins. Oh boy, we might be outnumbered. Let's see. Can you show us what this evidence that suggests there is more ruins? Can you show us what you found here?
He kind of like stands up straight. He goes, "Listen, I will not have another group attempt to muscle in on my ruins. You can find your own ruins. These ones are mine."
Oh, absolutely. We are just more asking, why don't you show us your ruins? Be the gentleman that I know that you are, my friend.
Agreed. Yeah, if somebody's trying to take your ruins, I'm gonna punch their face in.
Oh,
I don't share chocolate with anybody but friends, and we ate chocolate together. That means somebody's taking your ruins. I'm gonna beat their face in.
Mm-hmm. All right, but I need my gun.
Of course.
Absolutely, but when was the last time you cleaned it?
He like looks up at the sky and just kind of stares off.
Well, that settles it. I'm going to give it over here to Mr. Jones, and he's going to pass it to the porter, and he's going to clean it for you. Well, you show us the way. By the time we get to where we need to go, it'll be nice and clean and ready for you, darling.
No, I need the gun. There's too many of you, and I don't trust any of you.
All right, well, how about this? And she's going to reach into her pocket and pull out her thumb knife and offer it to him. Be like, here, take this.
So what am I going to do with this? It's a thumb knife.
That's what we've been saying the whole entire time.
That's not a thumb knife. I've watched you kill so many people with that.
Right?
What? Are you murderers? You are here to take my ruins. And he starts trying to run away back to his tent.
Henri is going to just clock him and knock him out with a baguette.
All right, roll it.
He's probably just been like stealth listening to this stupid conversation. He can have some momentum. Use momentum.
This jabroni.
This jabroni.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, roll your damage just for fun here.
Okay.
You hit him. You really hit him.
2 extra.
Holy crap. So he turns to run away and all of a sudden he just gets a baguette to the back of the head and he collapses in the in the dirt
Oh,
here, and everybody's
I
kind of like taken
second
aback.
that.
Like Falconer's like, "Do you think that was really necessary?" And
Yes. 100%.
hey, I'll do the hitting and shooting here, lad. Says Bernard Roscoe, as he's now been
don't know what
called.
that means. I'm gonna go look at his tent to see if he has like writings or craziness.
Sure, I'll say you notice on him though before you leave, he does around his neck. He has a key on a chain around his neck, as well as a locket.
What does the locket have?
Contains a picture of a woman and a child.
Okay, I don't care about the locket.
Just
I'll
throw
take
it in
the
the
key,
river.
though.
What a
Just throw it
jerk!
in the ashes.
What a jerk! Yeah, so there are 5 tents, one for each of the members of this expedition. You go into his tent. There are papers scattered about. There's a journal. You flip through his journal, and it's like the ramblings of a madman. Like it makes no sense whatsoever, and it's been going on for months. These writings, like when it started, he was keeping logs and clear, concise details on his journey here. You see him speaking about going to that village Yune nearby and them pointing him in this direction. And once they get here, like within a day or two, it's just like gibberish. Like it makes no sense whatsoever.
But it clearly like delineates like longer than weeks, like he just said.
Oh, he's been here for months,
Okay.
and months and months. From what you can tell, it's not dated anymore at any point, but like the writing gets worse. It gets messier. It just turns into more and more gibberish.
He is very crazy.
The only that makes sense is there seems to be some detailed conversations with his wife and daughter in there every once in a while, which also don't really make sense. Like, it's like mundane conversations, like "How was your day? Did you enjoy school today?" And just talking about things like that. Like nothing that really kind of piques your interest in this site and what's here.
But it starts going awry like right away, like within a couple of days of them sort of getting here. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Yeah.
Right. We have to act fast, apparently.
I mean, that's what the whole thing said before. Like, go fast, avoid the fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
You also notice in his chest that there are drawings, Henri. Drawings of and like the others in your party can help you with this, or even someone in the expedition will point out it's a ritual knife. It's called a tumai or tumi, and it's associated with surgery and sacrifice, and a mask not dissimilar from one you saw hanging in Lowell's house that Mr. Ambrose was taking quite a liking to. But neither the mask or knife are found in his tent, and you've searched the other tents where, it's not found in anybody else's tents either. In his associates that were with him, the fellow researchers in their tents, you find notes, again, leading up to, like, it took them a few days to get out here. The timeline follows yours with getting out here, and then it just lasts for a couple more days, and then nothing. It's left. Their journals, toiletry items such as like razors and mirrors and things like that are still hanging about. Nothing's happened to them, but there's no sign of them whatsoever. They're gone themselves.
All right. Well, should we press on? Should we go to the, and I'll point in the direction that Dr. Crawford was pointing in, west, I suppose.
I mean, I would think so, yeah.
Are we just
Are
going to
there
ignore the
actual-
temple?
Yeah, so I was gonna say, like, should we?
Are we not going to the
mean,
giant
this
temple
is
in
like
front of us?
exactly what
Yeah.
they told us to do.
Maybe we should. Maybe if we look in here, we might be able to find evidence that kind of directs us to where the rest of them went, if they did in fact leave. It is the testimony of a crazy man, so it's possible.
Yes.
It's a good point. I just usually, like, when Ruby says something, I'm like, yeah.
Right. So, if the crazy man tells us to jump off a bridge and Ruby says, yeah, we should all just do it. Okay, great.
This
I
is
mean, if Ruby said to, I probably would.
it's Ruby's adventure.
Oh gosh. All right. Well then let's go.
So to get to the temple itself that's carved into the side of this mountain, you pass through the ruins themselves. As you're passing through, like I said, it's not much more than foundations, the odd wall here. It looks like there were carvings on these walls at one time, but tomb robbers or somebody seems to have smashed them to pieces, so they're no longer legible.
And it looks like that had been done quite some time ago. Like
It does. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. Yeah, it looks like it's ancient. It could have been tribes long ago who came through here looking for treasure and things like that. Have like either like smashed out the carvings, like removed them, or like graffitied over them. You know what I mean? Like, so you couldn't tell what was underneath them anymore. But like I said, this temple is set into the mountain itself. There are these large stone steps that lead up to this big, massive, open entrance. You guys make your way up and in there, and inside reveals a large, upright stone with a fire pit beneath it. And there's also numerous paintings on the walls showing strange, swan-like boats and anthropomorphic birds in the sky.
This is the fire we have to be aware of, right?
Maybe.
Yes.
First time here.
Let's ask the crazy man.
Ruby, I want you to make me an insight insight instincts test. The difficulty of 2, please.
Whoa.
You specifically, Ruby.
Use a momentum.
Oh yeah. Can I use 2?
No. Yes, of course you can.
Oh
my god!
Oof.
You give me threat or you want another complication?
I don't know, guys. You want another complication?
You rolled.
Oh, the pressure. Yep, let's do it.
Another complication?
Oh.
Okay. You hear screaming from the camp, gunshots going off. You hear almost sounds like terror, and yeah, that's what you hear from out there. Gunshots, screaming, yelling, shoot him, get him, stop! Oh, he's dead!
That sounds like it was resolved.
That Scottish guy was out there. I'm sure it's fine.
Right.
Roscoe.
I can only assume that the good doctor killed Roscoe and everything's fine now.
That would be the best situation as far as I prefer the crazy doctor to the, that's just me.
Did anybody else come with us?
No.
Or did anybody else?
You were like, let's go west. No, let's go to the temple. Let's go to the temple.
Right.
I mean, we got a crazy vision that said just go. So,
Right. We
Just
shouldn't be
do it.
distracted. Yeah. Well, these swan-like boats and anthropomorphic bird thingies. Is there anything I could roll to try to identify like them? Is it like are we about to get attacked by anthropomorphic?
That's a good question.
The swans are coming.
The swans
I
are
wish
coming.
I could have wings.
You
like
can
that.
roll me a
Although I don't know if I'd rather have
Occult?
wings or a tail.
roll. It'll
Okay.
be a difficulty of 2
Why would you want a tail?
to
Why wouldn't you?
determine what these things are if you've seen or heard of them before.
I mean, you could fly with wings.
But I could hold the shield with my tail.
I'll use momentum.
People could just shoot you
5 successes.
their wings
Holy
and just
crap.
shoot you with guns.
These things, they're known as fluttering fiends, you've heard them called. They're hideous, misshapen amalgams of crows and moles and other less savory creatures. And they are a terror in the skies. They are not of this world, as you could probably guess looking at them. But they have eldritch ties from another place, another time.
Pavel will relay that. He'll whatever he's read about them, or
Right.
maybe something he gleaned during his travels to the Dreamlands about
Right.
them, something like that.
Yeah, so not Atlantean at all. Otherworldly, bad shit.
Dangerous. So if there's any here, that's
Where,
no good.
what are they doing here, Pavel? What are they doing here in this temple?
That is a very good question, of course. I mean, we could go see what the screaming was, or we could just push further in and
Let's
see
push
everything
in.
around.
I'm assuming,
So
like, the Atlanteans were like the creepy, like, dolphin people. These were like the bird people. They didn't get
Right.
along.
Yes, that's definitely a thing. Like birds and dolphins, they hate each other. It's
True.
notorious. Yeah,
From two different worlds, right? Sea, water. Earth.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The birds are always like bombing them, and like one day the dolphins might develop the technology to like shoot them out of sky with lasers or something.
Oh, I look forward to that day.
thanks
Don't
for the
we
raid, Goblin Cave TV. Appreciate it. So this is the only room that you see. It's a big, massive room, but this is it.
Do we
Oh.
recognize?
Yeah,
anything
there's
about-
no going further in this temple. We meant go further. I thought you meant like in the forest, but this temple, this is it. When you go in there, just this big, massive room. There's this fire, the stone with the fire pit in the middle, and that's it.
Is the fire pit lit?
It is not.
Can we light it?
You can. I'll say,
we're
looking at it,
supposed
there
to
are more
avoid
of
the
those
fire.
bones. There's human bones in there.
Hmm.
Can I look at the bones? Do they look old? Are they again?
They're burned again. I'm not gonna make you re-roll. Use your guys' success from the last ones. They're burned, so it's hard to determine how old they are, but they're 100% human bones.
I will go swipe the artifact chaser from Ruby because she always forgets to point it out things.
The
And
artifact
see if we-
chaser.
Yeah, if we get any beep 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 beep
Yes.
anywhere.
So that's what I was making Ruby roll for. So she was oblivious to that fact, and now something is going on in the camp. But you go in her backpack, and the compass is spinning. It's turning, and it's like pointing at one of the walls in here.
Oh,
I knew I was here for a reason.
Man, your Fantasyland logic is so good.
I know the French are so smart.
The what?
Ooh.
all right. Well, it's pointing at this wall. Is this one of the walls with like a painting on it?
Yeah, you examine the wall. So now that it's pointing at this wall, you look at it, and there are grooves in the wall that like line up perfectly with the paintings on there. So you can't really tell, like just looking at them, you wouldn't have noticed them. But it looks like this wall does go in or moves, or somehow there is something on the other side of this wall. You push, it does not work before you ask. Nothing.
How about
Hmm.
moving the painting?
Well, they're painted on the like stone
Okay.
themselves. Yeah.
Okay,
Is that a
okay.
fresco?
I think yes.
I think so.
Right.
Would engineering and an architecture focus be of use?
And finance.
I don't have any of those things. I'm just wondering theoretically if they would be useful here.
I won't even make you roll for it. It's just, it's triggered somehow. Well, let's do a roll. It's triggered, obviously, elsewhere by some other means. You make, what were you asking? Which skills and such?
I was just wondering if it was like if anyone had engineering, maybe.
Yeah, an insight engineering. And
have
decent
specifically, I guess,
insight, but no engineering.
architecture. It's
I
weird.
do have 1 point
Mechanical
engineering. Actually,
Nobody has any of that.
Yeah, I don't have any engineering. I have high insight.
Henri has
but-
engineering.
I have 1 point engineering. I don't have any focus, but I do have a point.
It'll be a difficulty of
point.
3.
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
Olay. Let's go.
Can
Uh,
can I assist
yes.
Henri?
Yes,
since
you
we need it
can.
to 3. Okay, so I roll. I think the 1.
Whoa! Whoa! Yep. So you helped.
All right. Oh no, that
Hold
was
on, no,
a previous
Oh, that's your
one.
old one. That's from 5
Yeah.
minutes ago. I just saw that.
So
What is he getting excited over?
The old roll from 5 minutes ago, because I look up and that's what I see.
You know what? I'm just gonna burn a focus, or excuse me, a fortune point to make this a crit. So take 2 successes.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
I was gonna do the same thing. So if you didn't do it, I'll spend 2 momentum and then roll, and that'll give us 4 dice on the crit. Do you think? Right? You think?
Just need 1.
You just need 1, right, guys?
All you need is
Got this.
one.
Okay. Much more than 1.
That's 5
Okay.
total,
I'll
I
give
think.
you threat.
Yeah, I'll take the threat. We've already had a complication in this scene already. Okay.
Continue
So
shooting
you
outside.
you pass. You got more than enough successes. So you see, you can't. You follow the floor. There's kind of like some grooves cut in the floor. It does funnel back to this what you call it, fire pit in the middle.
Knew it.
So something has to do with fire. You also notice dried blood
I was literally thinking that.
in on and around like the stone platform that I said that is there as well. But something. So you're the one who searched the what you call it, the footlocker and all that stuff in the notes. So something at the writings and something you saw kind of triggers like the mask and the knife must be part of this as well. Like there's more piece. Like it triggers like, hey, some of this writing did make sense. Blood needs to be shed in here. Fires need to be lit. It's something to do with that mask and dagger. And old Ernest must know where this stuff is or know more about it.
So we have to go outside into the massacre.
Yeah.
Just everyone's dead.
Where there's 300
Well,
knocked wolves.
there's plenty of blood then, so like that's good, you know.
Mm-hmm. Because we saw the mask and dagger.
You
right?
saw drawings, I remember, a sacrificial
Oh,
dagger
drawings,
and
yeah.
a mask similar to the one found in Lowell's house.
Right.
In the journals, in his writings. And
Well,
like
on
now,
these-
like what seemed like ramblings of a madman, I'm gonna say like kind of makes sense now. Now you've seen this and the walls and the drawings and this that. You're like, oh shit, there's more here. We need a mask. We need fire. We need this dagger. We need to kill someone.
Well, I vote that we kill that Roscoe guy, but maybe we need to go. Maybe did we check all the? We didn't check all the tents though. We just like checked his.
No,
like-
well, I just kind of glossed over that he checked all of them, and there was just like belongings, like mundane belongings that were left behind. There was nothing, and there's no roll. Like I'm not gonna make you guys roll. There's nothing in there. Other than,
Mhm.
like I said, it was like razors and mirrors and some clothing and things like that.
So I'll peek out outside. So what am I looking at? We're
You're
kind of-
looking at your expedition has kind of like some people have taken up cover in some of those ruins leading up to the temple itself. They've got their guns drawn. You hear screaming in the jungle. Everybody's kind of like on edge. You can see that there's blood back towards the horses, and everybody's just kind of sitting still and pointing their guns towards the jungle.
Henri will go stealth and see if he can go find out what's over there.
Sure.
Yes.
You could
If
just
it's
go
just
ask
the old
somebody.
man being crazy,
You could just
yeah, but
ask
you might not be able
somebody.
to see what shot you or whatever. I
You
mean,
could just ask someone.
What's going on out there?
The doctor! He killed a couple of the porters and disappeared into the jungle.
He was a frail old man.
the doctor took 9 damage, just got up
You don't know what's going on with him.
5 minutes later.
You don't know what's going on with the doctor. How come he's the only one
Cocaine
survived out
is a
here?
hell of a drug.
What happened
Cocaine
to Sergeant
bear.
Bernard Ross, who was there to protect everybody?
Dr. Howard tore his throat out with his teeth.
Oh,
okay, cool.
boy. It is the demon! Henri will sprint Naruto style, with baguette out, going towards the jungle.
Run.
The angel demon slayer. He needs to add to his title.
It's okay. He's a good guy. It was just a big misunderstanding.
Parkour!
Oh my god. So you're just running? You're like,
I'm
no, stay
stealthing
down.
in the
He's got a
direction
gun.
that I will stealth in the.
Okay, make me a stealth roll.
All right.
He's got a gun.
He's got the gun. We're doing
Our
stealth.
shadow gun.
Focus. Extra dice. Ooh.
Hmm.
Barely. Could have more threat.
Yeah, you just need the one success, I guess, to stealth. So you just kind of run past people and into the jungle. So you're in the jungle, kind of quiet right now.
Stalking my prey.
Do you want to roll to track him? Are you good at that?
I can. Try.
Survival, tracking, reason,
Survival, reason. Ew.
reason.
How many
survival, track.
successes?
Ooh, I'll do 2.
2. Okay. I'll spend a fortune. So I'll just roll 1 dice. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Oh, it worked. I did the wrong target number, but only one would have succeeded. So 3 successes.
Look at you. So you follow a trail of blood into the jungle, and you eventually come to Dr. Ernest. He's laying there, and he's like chewing on the body of Bernard Ross, and he's got blood all streaming down his beard. And he's sitting there. He's got guns that he's taken from the people he killed, and he's just sitting down. And there's he's digging in between bites into the dirt and looking around as he's doing so.
What the heck?
Digging with his bare hands.
Okay. Weird.
Do you want to do anything to him?
Henri will move closer, so he's in what's not melee range, close range.
Close range, yeah.
And then Henri will kind of sit there, meditate for a second, close his eyes, take a deep breath, rub his hand across his baguette, spend a fortune to bane his weapon to demons. You see red glyphs start to appear on the baguette. And then with his throwing arm talent, he is going to, like a boomerang, chuck the baguette at
Demon Bane, Angel Slayer, Naruto Run.
Henri. All right.
Ridiculous.
So he gets piercing 2 because this is from stealth. He also gets an additional damage because he's throwing it with Hail Mary. And then he gets I'm going to spend 2 momentum to make it intense from assassination. And then I have they don't like it up him, so I get a free d20. It's all stuff. All right,
my
cool.
goodness. All right, you hit him. Throw it and hit him.
So it
All of a
does.
sudden, a piece of bread hits him in the back of the head.
9 dice.
6 damage, huh? But 2 piercing?
Yeah. So that's 4. And then can you reroll with momentum, or is it fortune to reroll the die?
It's fortune.
Fortune.
Ooh.
Your 6 is good enough.
Okay.
You knock him out. Are you trying to kill him? Is this lethal?
Ooh. I think it
Is
is
it just
lethal.
A baguette through the pan of the skull.
Yeah.
Through the back of his skull and back through his mouth? Like all the way
Right, you
through?
see a big loaf of bread. It's
All right,
covered
you-
with red glyphs.
And he's digging with his hands, and all of a sudden he gets hit in the back of the head and just falls over, and blood just starts pouring out from the wound as he slumps over Sergeant Roscoe.
Henri will drag his prey back towards campsite.
Okay.
I don't really care about Sergeant Roscoe. Sorry. He's fake French.
He's fake French.
Faux French is the correct
Oh,
term.
French.
Oh, French.
Does that mean he's real? Because if you're a fake of a fake country, is that like
Oh,
two
man.
negatives?
Oh,
Double
man.
negative.
I don't
Oh my
know.
god.
he's the real villain of this whole adventure. All right, you
He's just
drag
dead.
back a dead Dr. Ernest Howard. You come through the bush, like, you can hear the crashing, walking up, and you're like, halt! We will shoot on sight!
It is me, Henri the Angel Demon Slayer.
As you flick a cigarette butt through
And
the
throw the body.
through the jungle. It is him. All right, the body flops, flies out, hits with a thud, and everybody gasps. Guns all go up, and people come running over. That bastard! He ripped the throat out of Bosco, and then killed the man next to him, and took off into the woods. Is he
Oh, I
still
will say
alive?
before I guess went there, I would check to see if he did dig anything up or
All
if he
right,
was just digging for weirdness.
sure. You go and look, and nothing's revealed yet. You can keep digging, or
I'll probably just let the party know and we could go back
Sure.
to that site.
sure. All right, everybody's kind of saying around like, this has gotten dark. Should we stay for the night? Do we leave? What do we do? It's almost nightfall. We should probably hunker down and leave first thing in the morning. The others, there's no way they're alive. This is them scattered all over the ground. These are their bones. What did you find inside the temple?
Fire and blood. We should press on. The less time we stay here, the better. And I'll go and Henry, show me where he was digging.
Maybe he's the guy with the thing and the thing,
Right.
and he was just, doing that to do the thing with the wall.
Could be, but we need to find the things for the things for the things.
Because,
Right.
there might be something interesting behind the wall and everything,
Mhm.
Yeah. The compass says so.
Right, so there's going to be like an artifact back there. So we need to find like a
Gotcha.
mask and a knife or something. And
Yes,
then
let's go
like,
check the
set up-
hole.
To
Well,
the
let's go
hole.
check the hole. Yes.
Y'all crash through the bush excitedly.
No,
That
Uh,
must be
running.
what the shield is for. I'll dig.
You get there,
That's
you
what's
see Bosco's body still lying there. And
R.I.P.
Who's a rat now, you son of a bitch?
Hey, do not speak ill of the dead.
He's not
He
even
spoke-
French. He can say whatever he wants.
Gregor puts out his cigarette on
Yeah,
Bosco.
he puts a cigarette right in the guy's face. Rock.
Yeah, so you get there and there's like this little indent of dirt where he was frantically digging. You could see he was digging so hard there was like blood from his like fingernails he was peeling back as he was trying to dig as fast as possible at this spot. And you take the shield and you dig in and toss some dirt aside. Eventually, a little ways down, you find a burlap sack buried in the ground. In the sack, you find a mask and a dagger, nearly identical to those in the journals of Dr. Ernest Howard. Not Bernard. Bernard's the dead guy.
And a squad of
Bada
Nazis.
bing, bada boom.
But is that French?
Absolutely.
It is in this game.
But the bing, but the boom.
Look, now we have a sacrifice. We go to the temple, put on the mask, cut some blood, put on a fire. The door goes.
Sounds like an excellent idea.
Who are you gonna sacrifice?
You could even choose you could even pick either of them.
I don't know if you could sacrifice someone who's already dead.
Yeah, he's got the right idea.
I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but like,
Pavel just starts looking at the rest of the people in the party. Not saying anything, just looking.
I mean,
What did
we
you
do
say at
have
the beginning of this?
someone with a thumb knife. I
You're the
mean,
heroes. Is that what you said, Ruby, at the beginning of the session?
Just doing some calculations. Hey, useful? Not useful?
Right? And yeah, as the sun's going down, like obviously getting more anxious about getting this completed. before things go sideways. So do we need we don't even know if we need an actual sacrifice. We just need
Could just
blood.
be a body.
All right, we could just start with body and blood, and if that
Mhm.
doesn't work, we could take Frank, and we could just go ahead.
I'll say with
write
like your
that.
mega successes you had, Henri, between seeing the thing and reading the book, it's a sacrifice.
All right. Does it have to be a human sacrifice?
Marmot.
Oh,
Whoa!
whoa!
No. There's creatures in the jungle. They told us to be wary.
that's just the first thing I thought of.
Look, I'm not big
Pardon,
on
pardon.
number one. No, for Gregor, no. Two, I mean, it's one thing to make a kid eat a bullet because it's stupid, but I'm not gonna fucking kill one of them.
I go back
Right?
and get a kid.
No, like if I have to, I'll go wrestle some jungle creature and drag him back. You know, I'm not killing a person over this. An innocent person, you know.
Mm.
Strange thing about the mask, it's gold with blue gems in the eyes.
Mm.
Oh man.
Wait. That's the story. They said they had blue eyes and drains people and that sort of thing.
This is the fake one.
No, this
Mm.
is the real one.
No, the real one is behind the wall.
I agree. I think that makes a lot of sense.
I
That's
used
why
your-
it goes beep, 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 beep.
But we can't get to it without like doing that thing at the front.
I know,
Guys.
Ruby. That's why this decision is difficult.
Oh, Frank, Mr. Ambrose. I want to show you as a fellow scholar. Come with us inside. I want to show you.
Sure, you guys have wandered back to the camp now. What is that? What is that you have?
I don't know. Maybe come follow. Oh, it's over here now. It's it.
The runes on the baguette glow again.
Oh my god. Everybody gathers around you. What is it? What did you have there? Like Falconer, Lowell, Ambrose, Soames. What did you find? What's inside that sack? Where's Roscoe?
There's been a lot of death this day. It's not
All
done,
right.
I'm afraid.
Just give me.
What do you mean it's not done?
Let me try and find an animal. Come on.
An animal for what? We have plenty of food.
Just I'm hungry. I'm very hungry. I'm gonna go hunt an animal. But give me just a little time to hunt an animal. I've got survival.
Okay, if you want to go, no, that's fine. Yeah,
I've
get an
got
animal.
survival. Please.
Okay,
just
okay.
I don't know what that
said.
means. Why do you keep saying you
got
have
survival.
for
survival?
Matt to let Matt know that I
Like
do
you've read a
have.
fucking survival book? What is that? I have survival.
Guys, I've got survival. Let me go hunt. Oh,
Let me
God.
try. I don't know. What is it survival and what's a good stat for that?
Tracking?
Reason?
Wasn't there tracking?
Yeah, I think
Where
it's
are we?
reason survival tracking.
There's actual hunting for a
Oh,
focus.
Oh, hunting.
Hunting.
Yeah.
Attribute probably.
Oh, that
which
would be
one.
good.
Reason survival hunting. You want
Only
to
8
find-
months and you finally got to use it.
find an animal.
All right. You know,
okay,
I'm
so
gonna
what do
spend a
you just want
fortune
to
on
find something?
I want to find something like.
Like medium sized, or right? Like
Yeah.
something-
Human size.
And I'll spend a fortune on it.
What do we have down there?
Woo!
Deer? A fortune. Ooh.
I will. So I'm gonna take my 2 and roll 1 dice.
and tame something.
Yeah, I'm glad I spent the fortune. So I'll take my 2 successes.
What are animals that live in Honduras? Jaguars, ocelots, anteaters, shrews.
Tapirs,
Oh man.
pumas.
A lot of
Does he
jungle
come back
cat.
with some sort of like, yeah, you just like Jonathan comes back all scratched up, but he's got like a cat, some big ass cat bound up.
A jaguar. There's giant anteaters there, or also tapirs. Those are pretty big.
Yeah, tapirs.
We,
but they're
let's
so
do one of
cute.
those.
Let's do a tapir. Those are. We actually have one in the zoo here, and it's massive.
Do we really?
I swear we do. Where the where the Komodo dragons are in that building.
Oh, fair.
It could be a different animal. I swear that's what it is though. It's like the size of a cow.
I'm certain that you're correct.
Okay. Okay. Roll with it. All right, so you find a tapir. It's eating some foliage. It's grub digging.
He has to do more rolling.
Oh, this was just to fight it and kill it all in one swoop?
No,
Or
you
you
can't
can't
kill
even
it.
alive.
You gotta bring it back.
You're not alive.
That's the whole point. I'm
All
not
right, this is
killing
hunting. Yeah. Okay, instead of a hunting attract, we'll do it all in one. You succeeded. So you creep up on this thing. What? You throw your shield at it and knock it out? Is that what we're
it. Pretty
thinking?
much. Stun it. Firemen carry this thing
Dong!
back.
Sure, you come back. Everybody's still kind of like they've gotten the tents up, and everybody's still like on guard. There's guns being pointed everywhere. People are arguing in the camp the whole time, and you come back into camp and just throw this taper down on the ground.
There. Like, all the people are fine, right?
For now.
Right.
Okay.
We'll try it this way. It's fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody. I need you to just relax. A lot of crazy stuff has happened, and I understand everybody's scared. And you know what? I'm scared too. But we have to do some things up in that temple. There's going to be probably some weird lights, some crazy sounds. But I want you to know that we've got this.
You're like, what are you talking about? Like someone comes over, let's say Falconer comes over. No, your buddy Soames comes over, and she's like, hey, it's okay, we'll have a drink. What do you mean bright lights? And like, it's okay. We'll get through this night and we'll make it back. We found Howard. Unfortunately, some people were killed, but we've got closure here. We got to get our bodies, we got to get our people out of here, and we can come back and search this place.
Okay,
at a later time.
maybe everybody should go to sleep then. We have the tents here. Everybody should just take a nap. We can revisit in the morning and we'll go do our own
Right.
thing. Yeah, it's
Right.
okay.
I think I might call, sleep in the temple, maybe. Has a roof and everything, cool paintings. Anybody else you three want to come as well?
Frank,
You know,
wanna-
Elizabeth,
Frank?
when you're right, you're right. And, I'm glad you could give us some perspective. Thank you. It's time for us to just calm down, relax.
Yeah. Are we eating that thing? She says, pointing at the taper.
Not yet. Pavel has got this whole thing for like the dressing and how he does it. It's
Very
a thing for
complicated.
him. It's like a weird private thing, and I
We'll bring it inside temple so no one has to see it. It's a Carpathian tradition,
those Carpathians are weird,
Well, that's a little hurtful, Jonathan. I mean, I'm standing right
They
here,
are
but,
pretty weird, yeah. It's very
I mean, at least we
Uh,
exist, but whatever.
Julian Lowell goes, I would like to see this. Can I please come?
No, it is a very
I-
private
I
thing.
insist.
It's-
I let you into my house. I show you good times. Please show me your traditions.
Okay, if you want to be sacrificed, that's fine.
What?
Sacre bleu.
What? I mean, I suppose that's fine. Yeah,
Oh,
sure. Come on in.
Very good. Thank you. Danke.
We just
Danke.
need a body. It doesn't matter.
All
right,
come
so
on
you-
in, backup plan. I meant, Lau. Come.
So he goes with you, and he's fascinated by all of this, and he doesn't seem to be on edge like everybody else does. But yeah, I'm assuming you take it in there and you throw it down on this stone,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
what, you just cut
Right.
into it and light a fire, and
Well,
it's dark in
It's a
there.
cult ritual.
it's almost like we have an occultist in the group.
I know. I mean, it's a cult ritual, is it not? This is like my bag, man. I sacrifice people. I sacrifice animals. I sacrifice things all the time.
and we have instructions from Dr. Crawford's tent.
We need to use the knife, put on the mask,
All right.
put the
Place
creature
the
on the
fire.
fire pit.
Oh
light
yeah,
the
you guys are still
fire.
carrying the sack around. Everyone's,
Eat
what's in that
snacks.
sack? What's in the Lowell goes, what's in this sack that you found?
It is a bunch of baguettes, everybody. You get a
Yeah,
baguette. you
He's
get a
going in there
baguette.
with you, so you can throw this thing down on the stone tablet or table, whatever it is. You light the bonfire in front of it, and what are you gonna do? You're gonna don the mask and wield the knife, and
Use the
Sure.
blade, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna take the blood from the creature and rub it on the wall.
Perfect.
all right. So you light the
Someone
fire.
Keep an eye on.
And if this doesn't work, then we're going to go grab that guy and we're going to put him on the fire
Right.
and do the
and
same.
then
Maybe.
and then So, and then Pavel, you take the mask out, you put it on, and you take the dagger out. Is that what you did?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go to
Yeah,
it.
Lowell's just like, what is he doing?
Just watch.
Why did he get? Why the mask?
I need
Why the
quiet.
theatrics?
What the? You're
Ancient
being rude,
Carpathian
man.
tradition.
So you
It is just like the mask you have.
It's not weird at all.
you bring the
It's
knife
totally
down
normal.
on the creature, and the blood starts to pool and spill off of this altar and into the fire, and it sizzles, but nothing seems to happen.
Put some blood on the mask.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. Ugh.
Touch the wall. Touch the
And
wall.
Lowell's just like, is this part of it?
Hey, respect the culture and
Smothering
heritage.
blood everywhere.
You're smearing blood all over the place. You got blood dripping
Everywhere.
off the mask.
Yeah.
Nothing's
I
happening.
I look at Jonathan. Look at Julian.
Lowell's getting uncomfortable, and he's like, perhaps I should leave. I don't weak stomach
what-
for such things.
What do we want to do, man?
We
You,
have the
me,
fire lit.
Frank.
Yes, the fire's lit.
Oh goodness.
Should we go get Frank? I mean, I don't.
I don't care for Frank. He's a liar and a thief and all that sorts of stuff. So he deserves, I mean, probably not to get sacrificed, but it's world is
Well,
at
it will
stake.
cause a lot of drama for sure if we go out and get Frank
Right.
and then come back. But
Like if we Okay. Let's back up for a second. Let's back up this. The sacrifice didn't work. So either it means we're supposed to sacrifice a human, like that
Mhm.
could be it, or we're just totally missing this, right?
Aren't we supposed to
No.
avoid fiery stuff?
Right. It did say that, right? It did say
So
we should
maybe we
avoid the
shouldn't be
fire.
doing this, and we should be looking for the other ruins.
I have engineering, Jonathan. I rolled the
no,
engineering and I got so many successes on the engineering, and it told me to sacrifice a human.
And like the little dongle thingy says artifact beep 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 behind wall.
The other side of the wall for sure.
Can we-
And
It's like-
Yeah,
Can we just like knock the wall down? It's got to be old. Can we just like brute force this thing? Maybe.
I'm sure we've got some sledgehammers back there. I'm willing to just smash at it. I don't feel comfortable. Like, it would be one thing if I knew somebody was an asshole and they deserved it.
Frank?
Right, like Roscoe.
Like that's different. Like heat of the battle, heat of the moment, battle. But like just grabbing some person, I can't do it. I can't. I'm sorry.
Oh no. That's fair. We're not going to sacrifice it.
Okay, we can just sacrifice Jonathan. It's fine.
Whoa.
oh, maybe you know what's missing? Nazis. Nazis are missing from this whole equation.
I know, right? If we just had some knockoffs, this would be so much easier.
Why?
You deserve
Why the
this.
one time we want Nazis? They're not here.
Maybe we could. Maybe there's Nazis in our party. Isn't this awesome?
Frank is a Nazi.
I agree. Frank has been very creepy. I don't know if he's nuts, but he was like looking at the mask. All like we thought maybe he was just trying to steal it, but maybe it's something. Maybe we misunderstood it. Maybe it was something else.
Maybe. What if we let Julian go and then you go teleport Frank to us? And then voila, Frank is here.
Well, I feel like we can get Frank pretty easily. I just
Maybe.
I can't. She's gonna go to the front of the temple and yell, "Hail Hitler!"
What? What?
Yeah.
What?
And she's going down on the top of the stairs and like,
Are you
I'm not
creating your own
jumping off that
complication?
bridge.
just wait for what happens.
Sure. You shut this out, and everybody looks at you, their jaws hitting the ground, and they have to do like a double take on what they just heard. And you get like Falconer and Lowell, and Soames comes up to you, and they like, and a number of the porters, and they all kind of like surround you, and they're like, "What? What did you say? What did you say? Are you an agent? What are you? Turn yourself in."
I give up. I give up.
All right, they're like, what do we do? What do we do? I don't know. Bound her. We got to take her back. We can't trust her. If she's working for them.
Absolutely, you should ask my friends though if it's okay if you do that. Mm-hmm.
They start while you're saying that. They're like, some of the porters are tying your arms behind your back, and they're starting to like move you towards one of the tents from the expedition. And Soames kind of like leans over and is like, "What are you doing?"
You
like
know,
quietly to you.
It's this place. It's driving me crazy.
All right,
what is happening right now?
They're gonna. They're taking you to one of the tents from the expedition, and they're putting you in there with a guard at the door.
For sure. If somebody could. What is happening? Absolutely. The fatherland and oh fuck.
So you're now in a tent with a guard. Now Falconer and all of them, Lowell and Soames, come into this temple and they see there's blood smeared everywhere. There's a fire lit. The animal's dead. I'm assuming you put the mask and shit away before they came in there when all the commotion was happening outside.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yes, that would make
It might
sense.
be more fun to have it on and smothered in blood. Hey, guys. Hey. And then I'll take it off.
They're just like, what is going on in here?
Well, it's a funny story, okay? Listen, don't worry. We could still eat it. It's fine. It's just there's like, well, I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's like a hidden wall there, and we were reading some of Crazy Professor's notes, and we thought we had to do like this whole thing to open the door, the hidden wall, and it just didn't work. And like, yeah, so we're open to ideas.
They're
if
like,
you have any.
are you okay? Why is there blood all over you and all over this room? What?
Oh, we thought we needed to sacrifice something to get the door open. So Jonathan went and got a tapir from the jungle, and so then I went through the process, of sacrificing it and everything.
Really sorry.
I mean, it's all
They're like, this is weird.
right.
So weird.
I mean, so it's your face, but whatever. You don't need to be so rude about it.
We should
Everyone keeps
leave.
calling me weird.
You
No,
should
no,
all
I meant
you should all
no,
be
you're fine.
put in tents and watch tonight. All of you.
By who?
Are so coming to the
your
madness.
big strong guy is already dead. So like, I don't.
Wait, there's a bigger thing, Pavel. I'm not calling you weird. You guys, whatever you watch, whatever. Pavel, you're not weird. You're great. No, you're not
you
weird.
said it was weird. You said Carpathians were weird.
The whole
Carpathian.
I was trying to play it off, but it's important to me that that I'm not actually talking about you. I was trying to play stupid, more stupid than normal.
You're not stupid. No, don't say that. You're not stupid. No, you're very stupid.
As you're talking, they have rifles raised and they're moving in towards you.
We really don't want to hurt you. This is really not a good idea. You shouldn't be doing that. Stop. Put your guns down.
Okay, time out. I need my friend to know he's not weird. You're great.
Okay, well, you're not stupid, though. I'll be not weird and you not be stupid. Agreed?
Deal.
Okay.
Agreed.
Now, anyhow, now that that's out of the way, so do any of you have degrees in engineering or architecture or anything? We really need to get this wall open.
Walls open? People are dead? She's spouting off all sorts of propaganda. What is going on here?
Well,
you don't work for the Navy, do you?
Oh my God, they've sucked him back into dreamland.
Oh, there goes Jeff. All right, we lost Jeff. With his eyes closed.
Oh, we could lose the whole Zoom call.
Oh
no! Good point.
Oh, we still go. We are still going. We should wrap it up. Then we're almost at the end of the session. So with Jeff gone, we could lose our Zoom call. We should wrap this up. Hello. Yeah. Let's quickly do the roundtable then. While Jeff's gone, Megan, tell me, what games have you been playing?
Well, Matthew.
Oh,
We-
no.
Oh,
lost
transferred the host.
We're all off now. What games have you been playing, Megan?
Well, Matt, Unfathomable was absolutely freaking fantastic. It was lovely.
It was
Um,
great.
It was pretty great. Other than that, been doing a little bit of War of the Ring also. It's a magic. That was pretty.
Hello.
He's back and we're doing musical chairs. We're just doing the wrap up because we were scared we're going to lose the call. And we're almost at the end of the session. Yes, War of the Ring.
War of the Ring.
And we played Unfathomable, and it was great. It was fantastic. Jeremy, tell me about this Patreon.
Yeah, everyone reads on Patreon. You've got comics, maps, tokens, other assets. It's fun. Check it out.
It is fun. Jeff, what's going on in the Lollygaggers?
Nothing this weekend. As normally we'd be playing on Fridays and Saturdays, but we'll be back on Monday with some Horror on the Orient Express for Call of Cthulhu. Tuesday, we'll be doing some Forbidden Lands. And then there's our Adventures in Lollygagging YouTube page. It has all our different games, Blade Runner, One Ring, all sorts of stuff. So you can go ahead there and catch out all that other stuff.
And Evan, I'm assuming nothing.
Correct assumption.
Excellent. All right. We're going to end a little early because we had a little call glitch. We were worried whether or not Jeff was coming back. So we stopped. And we'll pick up next week, Thursday. Thank you, everybody who joined us. And have a great week. Adios. As they would say in Honduras. Adios.